Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Jumpa lagi dengan Iscu di sini. Guys, kali ini ya untuk Lifeafter itu ada updatean terbaru dan story baru ya. Kita langsung aja ya guys ya. Baiklah, sudah di dalam gamenya dan story terbaru ada di Corruption Crisis ya guys. Saya sudah berada di Hope 101 ya. Jadi kita lanjutkan saja di sini quest map. Oke, kita disuruh menemui Sam ya, leadernya ya.
Nice weather. I like this place.
Greetings.
Oh, I know you. Chris has mentioned you quite a few times.
Oh, Chris
I'm
yang ngasih
Sam,
tahu.
the captain of the advance force.
Thank you, Captain.
No problem. Welcome to the team. We'll be counting on you. Nothing. We just need to stand guard and wait for the infected to come knocking.
Jadi nggak ada yang diperbuat
Things
lagi ya.
aren't looking good. According to our intel, it's just a matter of time before the crisis spreads to this area.
All right, Walt. What did we say yesterday? We need to stay positive.
Hello, I'm Walt. I'm an advance force member, but I'm not on the front line.
Have you ever
Oh
heard
ya,
of Professor
saintisnya
Walt?
ya. Jadi
Used to
Walt
be a big
adalah
shot back in the
saintisnya ya
old
guys.
I read the textbooks he wrote before the outbreak. Walt, you studied biology, didn't you? Anyway, don't worry too much. Everything's been prearranged. We just have to follow our orders.
Sam,
Oke.
the infected appeared southeast of the camp.
Oh, ada infected yang masuk ke camp ya.
Damn it. All right, guys. Prepare to fight.
Oke.
Sam, I'll go with you guys.
No can do. We'll be busy fighting, and I won't have time to take care of you. Just wait for us to come back.
Then please bring back some biological samples from monsters for me.
Biological sample.
How can you still be thinking about your research at a time like this? Fine, I'll do it. Let's go.
Yuk, kita lanjut. Berangkat. Lari cuy. Wah, yang jaga di depan ya. Armor full, guys. Armornya mereka full. Oke.
It's infected! Attack!
Waduh, infected apa itu? Bentuknya ngaco kayak gitu, guys. Oh. Use acid nggak tuh? Salah pencet. Oh, tidak. Guys, use acid guys, belum punya ya. Berarti bener ya di apa namanya? Di updatean yang terbaru ini acid ya. Ada core acid. Ini saya masih pakai yang fire, yang quadruple. Oh, core-nya. Jadi acid itu bentuk core-nya ini ya, guys. Oh, tidak bisa.
Well done, guys. Is that all this big guy can do?
Tar dulu. Waduh, nggak bisa ngambil. Kita ambil sampelnya, guys. Jangan lupa. Biological sample. Baiklah. Sudah. Kemudian kita research di sini. Oh, gitu guys ya. Jadi sesuai urutan. Penuhkan dulu yang lingkaran luar, tengahnya baru ke paling dalam. Oke. Talk to the advance.
Is that so? You guys come with me. The rest of you stay here and stand by. Nice work out there. You're riding with me.
Oke, Captain. Oh, kita ride. Kapten ngajak jalan-jalan ya. Korbat net. Oh, terus? Gimana dong? Nggak bisa ditembak kah itu? Oh, habis ya. Kita sambil tembak ya. Kita dihadang guys nih. Oke. Come on, Captain. Mau nyampe kemana ini? Jadi bener-bener core acid ya guys. Kemudian turun. Lanjut. Waduh, lobang apa lagi?
There's no need. It's just a hole. What's there to worry about?
Ya, kemungkinan
Definitely
ada.
shouldn't go. You gotta cordon off this place and don't let anyone go near. If anything happens, keep me posted. Hey, Walt, what are you doing here? Get out of there. This place is gonna be cordoned off.
Iya, bener ya. Jadi kemungkinan harus dicek guys ya. Harus dicek ke bawah.
I've got a bad feeling about this. Sam, let me collect a soil sample near the pit.
I swear, you've got your head in the clouds sometimes. Why don't you have them go? You should stay here, you fossil.
Baik, kita ambil sampelnya. Kemudian seperti yang tadi ya. Taruh dulu sampelnya, kemudian kita analyze. Jadi begitu ya guys caranya ya. Tadi saya kira tuh dari yang paling dalam kemudian sampai keluar atau pas di dalam garis-garis. Ternyata
Is the test done?
report.
I thought as much. You can compare it to the biological sample from the infected.
Sample. Tap to add a biological sample. Oke, ini kemudian digabungkan dengan ini guys. Oke, kita sampel dua-duanya secara bersamaan ya guys ya.
Have you compared the two samples?
Ya,
I haven't figured it out yet. But what we do know is that the soil here is no longer inorganic. Anyway, it's all connected now. Sam, we have to get down there.
I don't think so. Whatever's inside that pit, let's just cordon off the area so it doesn't come out.
But the
Ayolah,
clues
Kapten.
are all right there in front of us. Are we going to just pretend we don't see it?
Did I not make myself clear enough? We're the advanced force, and it's not our job to investigate this sort of thing. And you
Kita
guys,
aja.
listen to me. Don't be stupid. Think about your wives and kids. Don't risk your lives for this.
How are we going to end the crisis if we don't investigate it?
That's enough. When the infected was here just now, did you shoot at it? You didn't dare, did you? You don't have the right to ask someone else to risk their life. If you really want to investigate, you should do it yourself. Hey, get Walt out of here.
oke Walt. Walt, kita We overcome so many crises. This one different. Oke. Yuk. Lanjutkan ke chapter kedua ya guys. Wah, Profesor Walt rumahnya santuy sekali.
You're just in time. Thank you for coming. Finally, they got the equipment set up for me. Even in all these years since the infection outbreak, I've still never fired a gun. I'm not kind. I'm just cowardly. There are too many things I'm afraid to face. So, can you teach me how to use a gun?
Oh, kita mengajarkan Profesor.
Yes, a gun.
Kita mengajarkan Profesor untuk you can select your weapon from the gun rack. Gun rack. Oke. Profesor pakai Mondragon ya guys. Tuh. Ini yang collector edition. Kita pakai senapan apa ya? Hampir semua senapan ada. Tangan sama ini sih guys. Oke, start. Ini dulu OP banget ya.
Like this?
Oke. Come on, Prof. Continue to shoot at target with wall. Nembak AK.
I think I'm getting there. It's just my hand feels a bit numb.
Kepalanya, Prof.
Thank you. This isn't exactly easy for me.
Iyalah. Terus? Take a break. Oke. Main piano guys. Ordinary afternoon and I was teaching my son Carl. Oh, dia ngajarin anaknya si Walt. Carl ya, nama anaknya. Oh, kena invasi.
We found Professor Wald here, but he's very weak. Prepare to retreat.
Carl.
Oke. Di mana ini? Kalau ini kita masuk ke dalam ingatannya si Profesor Walt ya. Ini di Levin kah? Tempat kayak gini di Levin.
Carl, where's my son?
Prof. Kemungkinan ya.
I'll cover you.
Kemungkinan.
Carl?
Decades have passed and I've never seen Carl again. Bertahun-tahun sudah. Dan si profesor tidak menemukan anaknya lagi, guys,
I don't
katanya.
know if I'm lucky or unlucky to have survived this long. It was just an ordinary afternoon, and I was teaching my son Carl to play the piano. Then it all happened so suddenly. It took me a long time to realize what had just happened. I was a biologist who had just won a major award before the infection outbreak. At the time, they searched for and rescued a group of biologists, hoping we could solve the issue of the infection for them. Of course not. You know everything that has happened since then.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You don't need to comfort me. I agreed to conduct the research on the condition that they would search for my son. When the research failed, plans for the search were also halted.
Oh, gitu.
I understand where they were coming from, though. They had to use what resources they had to save as many people as possible, instead of using them on my son alone, right? I do blame myself for the research project's failure, though. I failed to prove my own value. But I'm thinking, maybe one day, I'll be able to prove myself. And maybe when that day comes, there will be a chance to restart the search.
Oke, Prof. Oke, Prof.
Thank you. You can take a look at this report.
Nah, kita bisa melihat hasil penelitian ya. Oke ya guys, di sini kalian bisa baca ya dan mengartikannya sendiri.
Have you read the report?
Yap.
This report proves some of my assumptions. There is a source of corruption nearby that we haven't found yet. It carries a fungus that continues to proliferate and spread. That is to say, the gene fragments you saw earlier. It's like dumping wastewater into a river. Eventually, all the creatures in the river will be polluted. The source of corruption led to the emergence of these corrupted infected.
Jadi ada sesuatu ya di dalam tadi ya, yang lubang tadi guys, dan itu mengalir melalui sungai, dia bilang.
I don't know. But the only possible clue we have at the moment is that big pit.
Dan ketika sungai itu zombie-zombie itu melewati sungai itu, zombie itu akan nambah bermutasi lagi ya.
Yes, but there was no solid proof and he was unwilling to take action. What do you think?
Oke. Nggak bisa, ini harus ditindak guys ya, untuk yang kayak gini.
Sam will never agree to it. You're right. You talk a lot of sense. By the way, Sam mentioned that the advanced force will host a dinner tomorrow. Will you be there?
Oke. Go to the gate and leave Walt House. Chapter yang ketiga guys ya. Chapter ketiga. Jadi chapter pertama itu kita menemukan sebuah lubang ya. Dan lubang itu di dalamnya itu ada aliran air sebenarnya ya, dan ada beberapa zat-zat kimia yang berbahaya. Nah, terus kita kemudian berbicara sama Profesor Walt, dan Profesor mengingatkan bahwa kita harus meneliti itu. Dan dia juga, kita diperlihatkan untuk ingatan untuk anaknya ya yang hilang.
That was no ordinary infected. I've never seen a head like that before. Anyway, I still managed to end that sucker with a few shots. Wish you could have seen me in action. Now you see why we're all
Sombong
gathering
guys,
today,
ini si
right?
Frank.
Don't worry, the captain said everyone gets a share of the credit. Hey, what took you so long? I was just telling them about the infected we killed the other day. This is my buddy I was telling you about, who was a big help in the fight against the infected.
Iyalah. Berbeda guys.
Hey, Frank, when's gonna be our turn? It's been so long since we've been here, but the captain has never sent us to a single fight. You have no idea how lucky you are. You'd rather risk your life on the battlefield?
Ya mau gak mau.
I know what you're thinking, but remember this. The captain's a good man. The advance force is several years old now, and we haven't lost a single member. The captain's always taken good care of us.
Ya semua good ya. Tapi kalau untuk penelitian supaya semakin aman ke depannya para manusia-manusia dari para zombie, dan dia sama sekali tidak mau bergerak di situ ya.
The infection has been going on for so many years, and we shouldn't act impulsively. Like the captain said, survival is the most important thing.
Yap, betul, survival.
But I
The
told
more,
my mama in
the
the letter
most,
that I
ya,
came
bukan
here
more
to
lagi.
eliminate the infected. I even wrote a will. What do you know, kiddo? You're still too young. Don't just stand here. Take a look around. Today's a happy day.
Makan-makan dulu guys di sini.
Hey, I didn't get your name wrong, did I? I'm Rosen, the vice captain of the advance force.
Vice
I've been with the
Captain
advance force for
Rosen.
a long time, and I've seen many people come and go. Of all those people, you've impressed me the most. Honestly, you're really tough. You give me the impression that you were trained in the military.
Thank you.
By the way,
Belum
I
tahu
know you
dia.
hear a lot
Yang
about
tahu
Walt.
kita itu si Chris ya.
Trust me, Sam actually respects him very much, and he's doing this for Walt's own good. Talk to Walt when you got time. He wants to restart that search, doesn't he? It's not an easy thing. By the way, Sam's just over there. Why don't you go say hi?
Oke, kita say hi sama kapten ya. Kalau tadi ini apa namanya? Vice itu
Hey, you made it! Come here, sit next to me. What were you talking about just now, Henry?
Captain, someone has broken into the cordoned off area.
Cordoned off area? What do you mean?
It's that big pit. Our men who are guarding it came to the dinner and it...
What's a big deal? Just cordoned it off again. Hey,
nggak
what
bisa
do you
gitu
think?
dong. Harus dicek lah.
Walt? I haven't seen him. Old fossil, probably too old for these kind of events. Than living a simple, peaceful, and long life.
Tidak ada laporan ya atau sahutan dari panggilan kita ke Profesor Walt ya.
Are you trying to tell me that Walt's got something to do with it? You think he's lost his mind? Wow, looks like you've both lost your minds. No. As the advance force captain, I was given orders to build the base and wait for the troops to arrive. It's not our job to wipe people's asses for them. You hear me?
Kan army ga. Hei. Captain, kan kalian tentara ya.
You guys just
Prioritas
love acting
utama
nice,
itu
don't you?
menyelamatkan
You really think you can save everyone? Where's
manusia.
Rudy? Ask him to take a few men and follow me over there to take a look.
Oke. Let's go. Sama siapa ini? Sama Rosen kah? Rosen. Let's go Rosen. Siap nembak lagi guys. Tuh. Ada mobil lagi di depan. Mobil siapa guys? Tuh. Oke, kita turun, kita cek. Ini ya lubangnya ya. Rain sniff. Rain, oke, Rain. Let's go. Sniff, sniff. Kemana?
Why do you think Rain ran away? You're right. Rosen, send people to seal the entrance. Didn't you say there was something scary down there?
Scary ya?
Yeah, but what about these folks? Are you saying I just give up on them?
Ya nggak gitu Kapten, maksudnya.
There's no need for me to tell you.
Kita turun lah. Ada beberapa ya. Atau mungkin kaptennya yang turun ikut ya.
Understood?
Nah, bergetar gue. Bergetar. Apa nih? Kita habiskan guys. Tanpa berbasa-basa lagi. Nah kan, nongol enggak tuh. Ini pelurunya peluru asid guys. Core-nya core asid nih. Oke, hantem aja dulu. Hantem.
What? Everyone's injured, but we didn't lose anyone. It's just... the next wave of infected will be here at any moment.
Noted. In this case, sealing the pit is pointless. Brothers, we can't hide anymore. We have to go down there to take a look. We make this clear, though. It's a voluntary operation. Those who don't want to go can stay at the base. Rosen, take a head count.
Oke. 9 keserang baru aja.
You must think I'm ruthless, huh? Cut the crap. I know how you really feel. I can see it in your eyes. I don't know if you've heard about it or not, but 10 years ago, I wasn't the advanced force captain. Instead, I was in a higher position.
Terus?
You must be wondering how I got myself demoted, right? Well, one day we received a signal from a survivor camp telling us they were under attack. A lot of people tried to convince me that it was a false alarm, but I still insisted on sending a rescue team there. We stepped right into a trap laid by Heimdall. Lost the
Hemdo.
whole team, got myself demoted for it. No, I just don't want any of my men killed again. Rosen should be
Oh,
finished
itu
with the
alasannya
headcount.
kenapa si
Let's go
kapten
take a look.
nggak mau bersikeras ya, pengen ya udahlah, nanti ada orang lain lagi kok.
Sam, I'm done here.
Who's willing to go?
Everyone.
Nah lo,
Rosen, cross those with a family off the list. Inform the rest to get ready and get some rest before we set off.
kita ikut.
Please, call me Sam. Fine. Get yourself ready. I'll let you know when it's time to leave.
Siap. Kita. Apakah chapter 3 sudah selesai? Jadi kita mau ini ya, menginvestigasi si lobang itu. Lanjutkan ke chapter yang keempat ya. Kita berangkat masuk ke dalam lobang. Kita go.
What the hell is this place?
Nah,
Catch! We may not be so lucky next time.
hampir. Oke. Oke, kita ikut aja, ikut. Source of corruption. Bergetar dia, guys.
Watch your back. It's the infected.
Walah. Jadi karena core acid belum ada ya guys, jadi masih pakai yang lain dulu dah ini. Oh, Profesor tertangkap oleh tanaman zombie ya.
Look on the bright side, Sam. This is the only way for us to get close to the source of corruption and extract a biological sample.
Okay.
With the sample, we'll have a chance to research it and find a way to destroy it.
Don't shoot.
Listen to Sam. There is a mental connection between the source of corruption and the corrupted infected.
Oh,
If the source gets harmed, all the other corrupted infected will sense it.
jadi source sama
When
si
that
zombinya
happens,
itu
none of
berkaitan
us
guys
will
ya.
live to see another day. Sam, send the others away first. I know you're worried about them. There's no need to fight here. None of them need to see what's going to happen.
Rosen, get them out of here. I'll stay.
Sam,
Listen to me. We don't have much time left. The anesthetic won't last very long, and the source of corruption will wake up any minute.
guys, come with me.
Aku akan tetap bersamamu, Kapten. Oke. Gak ditembak guys, ternyata deketin aja. Kesempatan untuk reload ya. Satu lagi di mana? Oh.
Sam, did you get what I said?
Walt, is this worth it?
Of course it's worth it. Sam, I'm glad to be able to do something meaningful before I die. There's just one thing you have to promise me, though. If it works, you must tell them to restart the search to find my son.
Walt.
Promise me.
I
Okay.
promise you.
Thank you. And you too. You taught me how to use a gun. You're the one who gave me the courage to do this. Take the sample and go.
Waduh. Waduh, itu dia sampelnya, guys.
Sam, what are you doing?
Take Professor Walt back to base now. Live on, and you will find your son. Walt, listen. You're a scientist, and I'm a soldier.
Hah?
Your job is to stay alive and carry on your research. Mine is to make sure you can do that.
Mau nggak mau ya. Itu kapten mengorbankan dirinya ya untuk si Walt.
Sorry, I'm too old. I've been slowing you down.
Tenang. Ini karena saya di PC jadi satu-satu, guys. Kalau di handphone enak ya, lebih cepat.
The source of corruption has awakened.
Oke.
Before you found us, Sam and I were talking about the past. Talking about our kids and things that happened years ago. Do you know what he said? He said that I still have a chance to see my son, but he would never be able to see his daughter again. I was confused. How could I possibly see my son again? I'd be dead soon, right? But now I realize that maybe he'd been planning to do this all along. Let's go.
Jangan sampai kita ke atas, guys. Salah. Kita lanjut ke chapter yang kelima, guys. Oh, udah nggak ada. Waduh, gelap cuy. Gelap. Isi dulu. Oh, berubah. Jadi apa? Itu? Ternyata itu agak berat, guys ya, karena core-nya. Oh, ini ada ammo ternyata di sini. Oh, use acid weapon, guys, sebenarnya. Lah. Harus dengan asid. Aku belum punya asid. Aduh, sakit banget loh. Aduh, disemprot. Cocok. Satu bertiga. Ya, lah disemprot kembali. Harus bisa cuk. Ini kalau udah dapat core acid, jadi lebih baik kalian cek ya di tas maupun di mailbox ya, mailbox manor. Untuk mendapatkan asidnya ini nih, terus pakai. Nah, pecah kau. Jadi gede lagi. Udah. Coba kita gunakan, kita mamam ini. Aduh, nggak jadi dong. Aduh, lu lagi mamam cuy. Gak ngaruh ya, bento gak ngaruh guys. Aduh, salah buang pula. Salah buang. Gelap coy. Ini kalau pakai core acid kemungkinan tidak selama ini guys. Lamban ya, langsung lamban. Hadapi aja lah kali. Sedikit lagi cuk. Fatal blow. Sendirian. Akhirnya bermutasi ya. Ini kalau nggak salah monster yang di Hero Park ya, kalau nggak salah. Baiklah ya guys, untuk videonya sampai di sini guys ya. Jadi story dari game Lifeafter update terbaru ya, di tanggal 28 April 2023 sudah saya selesaikan. Berarti memang ada core terbaru, yaitu core asid ya. Baiklah, jumpa lagi dengan saya di video selanjutnya. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dah.